I never expected that Nina would be the ultimate price of what would now be the cause of the passion that I have with getting her home. You see, at what point do you put your own integrity down when you're fighting for a cause and there's a greater picture at hand here? And I see it. And I know that this commitment that I'm making isn't that of just stopping for Nina's freedom. There's a lot more out there than just her at stake. My eye is on the prize, and that's my daughter. And I'm definitely at a crux. I'm at a crux of trying to figure out how much more can not just I take, but what can Nina take? And what should I expect of further consequences? Because if this is the consequences for being honest, for what little bit I have been uncovering and trying to display so that people are aware, if this is the little bit of damage that is being done to me now, what happens if I go on? What happens if I go on? Well, let me tell you what happens if I go on. God forbid this doesn't work in my favor in 3-4 more weeks. But I'll know that I did everything that I possibly could. And I would honestly be able to say that my daughter was stolen. If I don't give it my all, and I don't fight for her like I've never fought before, then I will constantly sit and question myself for the rest of my life. It's a lot to think about. It's a lot to bear that weight on the shoulders. I mean, a lot of people say the worst thing in the world is burying your child. I don't know that pain, and I'm not going to pretend to. But what I will tell you is that I do know, and I can say the worst thing in the world is having your daughter taken, having her exposed to elements that you never in a million years had even fathomed showing or introducing her to. Having people lie and conceal themselves behind immunity. Having people guide you down a road that you weren't well aware of the consequences that you were going down. You didn't see what the early implications of certain situations were going to what they were going to impact when you came down here to the fourth quarter. And our eyes were wide shut. We were, I think we were just like every other mother and father that get involved in these cases, and just, you know, your world is just spinning around you. Wondering what the hell just happened. And the people that you're supposed to trust, the ones that are, hey, let me lead the way. Just follow these rules and we'll be all right. Well, you're so naive and you're so scared and you're so timid and you're so willing to try and do whatever you need to, because the worst thing in the world is having them take your child. The fact that someone instantly can make a decision about you based on you not knowing anything about your life, taking a few certain segments and throwing it onto this is who you are. There's no other position in the world that can get away with such a thing, nor would there be any place in this world that would be an acceptable measure to monitor someone's track record or anything. I mean, credit reports go back years. You know, your credit history is one of the biggest things that weighs on your credit report. The time that you've had this credit history. I've been a father for 23 years. My track record is pretty goddamn good. And for those people to sit there, gauge my life on a few moments, which aren't even as they seem, yeah, I know what I need to do. Let's get back at it, because I got a little girl that needs to get fucking home with us. You're damn right I'm going forward with what I want to do. Now, coming on to my biggest fear and worry about this entire thing is what happens to Mary and I. I mean, we're still holding on strong like any couple should if they were in love and they were a loving family and they had everything. But I'm going to be honest with you, you know, we've definitely disagreed a few times more than we would have about a lot of things. Number one, it's just high stress being around each other all the time, constantly. We're reminded constantly that Nina is not there. Oh my God, my heart just is black because I just can't imagine how that poor thing feels, what she's being told, all that stuff. Now, if we had access, like my cousin had told me, you know, talked about her doing, you know, like a complete and utter case evaluation and, you know, like a bunch of things that never saw or seemed to be thingy to them. That's my friends. I mean, the whole idea was to not lose our family here, and this is what's we're fighting for here in the month. But how will Mary ever be able to trust me again? And with what can she? Because I lost the most prized possession of her life. You see, because she wasn't supposed to be able to have a child. Nina was a miracle. Nina was a miracle. And if you listen to the first podcast, you also know that little tidbit of history. It's January 19th today. It's roughly, and if not, it's around 40 days till TPR time. I have a lot of questions I need answered. I got a lot of voids I need filled, and I got a lot of fight that I need to get done in a month, and I need someone's help, please.